I think he has to go to Ford, basically.
No, I'm pretty sure it was something bad. He was food poisoning. It was. I'm guessing it was stress. Yeah.
A bleeding ulcer. Yeah, that will do it. Yeah.
I mean, stress-induced.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with, well, I was going to say another, because I'm so used to saying another. There's never been like a new show that we've been watching recently. We're here with a Patreon request from Henry, and I guess before we get anything else, I'll just read what Henry's little request message here was about it, to try and get you into the mood of what we're about to watch. I'm a sucker for OVAs, so this is going to be another one of my favorites, though from 2001, well past their golden age. It's directed by Akitaro, I'm sorry, I know I'm saying this wrong, Akitaro Daichi, who's known for his comedies, Sexy Commando, Kodacha, as well as Now and Then, Here and There. They asked me what my top 5 was anime series, and I asked you and passed that along too. Now and Then, Here and There is one of my top 5s. But that's pure coincidence. Up until right now, I completely forgot you placed that show on your top 5, and it really couldn't be more different from what I'm about to suggest. Sorry. By the way, one thing that's pretty much always great is anime that's about the production of anime. Like that one episode of Golden Boy, for example. Even if the process has changed in some aspects in the last 20 years, it's still really interesting to see how they used to do stuff. The work I'm talking about is animation runner kuromi. At least according to Mao, my anime list, this is ever so slightly more popular than Gosensu-sama, but I'd still be surprised if you were familiar with it. The English dub is pretty neat, but we're just going to put that aside and focus on the original version.
Sounds interesting. Golden Boy. I've seen a lot of shorts of Golden Boy, and I think I seen parts of it when I was younger. But I want to catch up with that one. Yeah, nudity, of course. Is the Golden Boy the one when he's also a swimmer? It's popular in certain corners.
So here's the thing: is I recently put a poll up on the Patreon to for like 8 shows that I would watch solo to see what people would vote for. Yeah. And there's a whole segment where I'm playing like a trailer for a show underneath me, and I, of course, recorded myself describing the show ahead of time, and I'm completely wrong in saying what show I'm talking about. Well, because I'm working off of the name alone. I think something like the show is called Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere, and I think that's a isekai MMO game sort of thing. Yeah. And I think the show I'm thinking of, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, is the one... Oh, it's probably Girls Last Tour, I think is what I'm thinking of in my head. Are you familiar with that one?
I heard about the title, but no, I haven't seen
it's the one where like a school room full of kids, all girls, obviously, because it's Girls Last Tour. I think they take like a ship to the Antarctic, so it's like an expedition sort of thing. I don't know why they're doing it. I assume the word last is important in that title too. But no, it's supposed to be like some sort of like group fun exploration type thing. All about togetherness and whatnot. And that's what I'm describing in that. And I'm, again, the video playing is this isekai MMO thing. So it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So I had to add a little flash underneath my video. Completely wrong. Completely wrong.
Oops.
So, yeah. Same feeling I get when you're mentioning like Golden Boy. Because it's like, is that the one with the guy who's like real lecherous about women? Who's just constantly doing stuff all the time for them? Like every episode's a different woman, and he's like doing everything he can, and like they spit on him. Or they go to spit on him, and he like opens his mouth real quick to catch it. It's like, oh god.
Yeah. I think it could be that one, but also it reminds me of City Hunter as well. Well, he's a detective in City Hunter.
Yeah, I don't think it's definitely not City Hunter. I know in my head. Because I've seen at least the movie previews for City Hunter. Because that's more of a... don't want to say
detective.
noir. Yeah, it's like later than noir, but like
Yeah,
feels like 70s, 80s
it's
detective.
it's 80s detective. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't mean like
even
when it
even
came out. I
it
mean
has
like the setting. It feels like.
no. Yeah, he even has a rolled up sleeves thing, like Miami Vice kind of situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in Tokyo, so
Well,
yeah.
anyway, you said you didn't know anything about this.
No, no.
I don't know anything about this. I mean, I'm a fan of this premise, like keep your hands off Aizoken. You ever seen that? God, I want to say that came out in like 2004. I know it's more recent than I think it is because I recently was looking up when I stream my live stream stuff on Fridays. When I'm not in front of the camera, I have openings and endings of anime that I've seen before playing on the screen.
Mhm.
So I go through the whole Wikipedia of all the anime of 1990, all the anime of 1991, da, 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 da. And Keep Your Hands Off Aizoken was surprisingly far in, the further than I thought it was. So anyway, Keep Your Hands Off Aizoken is like, I want to say she's autistic. She's definitely somewhere on the spectrum. And she likes to draw anime because she's a fan of anime. And she basically forms a club to make anime in high school and then has to defend that club by presenting a work by the end of the year to make sure that that club gets funded. But it's very much them figuring that stuff out in the real life and then her like daydreaming the stuff that she's drawing.
Yeah, Golden Boy is very much a sex comedy, so I think your description of it probably fits, right?
Again, it's been a long time. Also, I've never seen any of it other than those
Yeah,
like shots of people talking about it.
yeah.
But no, I'm talking about. There's also one from the last, or I guess the current season of anime. It's like one word. I think it starts with a Z, like Zenshi or something like. Probably it is Zenshi. But I know I was ranking and I thought, oh, this looks really interesting. However, I think I've read some reviews about it that indicate that it's not exactly what I thought it was, because it seems like a show about a someone who makes anime and the problems that they're having. But then
Yeah.
the trailer was very much just a weird fantasy world sort of thing. And I think it's actually turned out to be an animator that's making anime that gets sucked into their own world.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. She's an animator, she's an illustrator, and gets yeah. Oh, I think it actually no, it's she gets sucked into the world of an otome, uh, you know, video game kind of thing. But she's like a third person, and she has long hair, this very long black
See, well,
hair.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
describing the person right, but
yeah.
again, I didn't watch it. I watched the trailer for it. Actually, I
Mm.
watched one trailer for it, was super confused, and then went on a 2-minute diatribe where I looked up other trailers and watched those. It's in my seasonal anime review for it. So, I mean, I've seen that. But again, the problem is my seasonal anime reviews, what I watch is unsubtitled without description usually, so it's a real crapshoot for whatever I pick.
Yeah.
But I mean, it looked interesting. Also, it was like the concept from my character from the Madcap playtests. Madcap is the RPG one where you are in a cartoon world. But I decided to go. Do you remember the episode? Sorry, this is a weird pull for you. I'm about to do. You remember the episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1980s version that featured Usagi Yojimbo?
Yes.
You remember it's the artist who's drawing everything, and then he gets sucked into. That was my concept for my character for Madcap, except I was like if Stephen King had been pulled into the cartoon world.
Yeah, that would be Stan Sakai, who was the illustrator for Usagi Yimbo.
Yeah, well, I'm just talking using that specific episode as an example because I
Yeah,
think we're both of a generation where we would remember that very specific thing.
yeah, yeah. I remember. Actually, there were a couple of crossover episodes, and they're supposed to be in the same universe as well.
Oh, they are. I mean, because there's
Yeah.
the recent things. I don't remember. Were you on the Usagi Yojimbo RPG playtest too?
No, I wasn't. No,
Okay, I
I
was.
wanted
I
to.
was. Yeah, I was doing that one, and Well, because if you see, I have a credit in there as an art. I have an art credit in there because I, in the testing, read all of Usagi Jimbo, and anytime Rafferty needed help with like, what's a panel that expresses this? I was like, oh, that's from this one, like Grass Cutter, panel 3 and like page 20.
Yeah, I read the entire up to the entire Grass Cutter saga and arc, and then when he when he met Yontaro, his son, and they're traveling together, and the whole thing of whether Yontaro knows that he's actually his actual father or not, but he does figure it
See, it was
out.
long
And,
enough ago that my shit memory
Yeah.
doesn't remember them traveling together. I remember he goes back to the village and finds out that his former love interest, who, by the way, the now mayor of the town is with, had a kid, and it's actually his. I don't remember him traveling with the kid.
No, yeah, because what
It's
happens,
just
I think
in the town.
Spoilers. I don't want to. There's something that happens that he starts traveling with him.
I remember I've read everything up until it's new back when we were working on the game. The new all full in color one, the one that starts with, I can't remember anyone's names. The guy who can do magic. The good guy main character who can do magic.
Yeah, I think I missed that arc. I know there's somebody who.
Well, this is like the start of a new series.
Probably. And also the whole space Usagi thing, which I really like, which is
didn't bother with it because it's not what we were dealing with. But
it's pretty cool, by the way.
Yeah. But again, it's not a spoiler for me. That's what I'm saying. Is that I've gone far enough that whatever you're talking about is something I've forgotten. Because the arc I'm talking about is just when he goes back to the village and then he leaves, deciding not to upset everything because I can't be with you anyway. So this is already regretful, but at least I can do is not ruin everybody else's thing. And, he kind of gets back into the good graces of the guy who's now with his ex-love anyway.
Yeah, because he was suspicious of him and was like, no, you know what, I'm not going to stick around. And the whole discussion is like, well, he's the only father he's ever known. It's like, yeah, I understand, besides, I'm a Ronin. I'm still being hunted by... I think the Emperor is the one that's hunting him, right? Yeah. Which Hibiki,
it's not the Emperor. Well, it's not the Emperor because the Emperor is a character we barely ever see. Because there's also an early on implication that the
Shogun.
Because I'm gonna say because there's an early on indication the Emperor is actually a human being, which is very weird.
Yeah.
We never see them though. So that early on indication. Yeah, the guy who killed his former leader on the battlefield is now in charge of everything. I don't know. My favorite character from that was the obviously crazy person with the superpowers, who then dies, and then maybe the girl who he's been like Rin to Sesshomaru inning the entire time, kind of maybe him now. Well, actually, it is because she. Anyway, we're talking about something else completely different. I feel like the only way to get back into the conversation about Animation Runner is I just start watching it because we both know nothing. So we'll do it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I was about to say, I do not think this is the character from the show.
No. Like a Bruce Lee analog, I guess?
I guess. Makes sense.
You met that company. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is late 90s, early 2000s.
No, this is 2001.
Late 90s, early 2000s, yeah. The style I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Turn of the century.
Well, I was just saying, we covered this in the comment that this is 2001. We're going to watch one later. That's 2004.
Toshiro Masuda. I think I listened to his other music. See, does he actually help? I know Yoko Ono does Cowboy Bebop, but I think Masuda is on. nobody there.
I was gonna guess that maybe everyone was just asleep under the desks, like that one,
Yeah.
that kind of place.
I love how in anime they're like, oh, my name is this name, but I have to tell you the exact kanji of it because that's you can have different kanji for different names.
Yeah, different context as well.
Yeah.
今のが制作の部屋で、その奥が社長室な。はい。君アニメの学校出てるんだよな。はい。大東京アニメ。
Oh, that's some steep stairs.
言葉の意味わかるよな。業界用語とか。ここが作画で、この辺が原画で、奥が演出コーナー、こっちが動画のコーナーだったんだけど。
Now prepared to have no life whatsoever.
Let's say until everyone quit last week. So
Yeah.
who works here now?
はい次。
They quit last week.
まだ早朝だからね。早朝？10時10分。昼過ぎにはぼちぼち集まんだろ。3階は仕上げ、撮影、編集。今はみんなデジタル。後で見といて。今は時間がないからよ。じゃあこれな。はい。今はタイムジャーニーズの庭が大変なことになってる。
So is it stress? He hasn't eaten. What?
Yeah.
わかんない。昨日までは終わらせた。原画には入ってる。その原画
I think he has to go to far basically.
マジやばい。頑張れ。
No, I'm pretty sure it was something bad. He was food
Yeah.
poisoning. It was. I'm guessing it was stress. Yeah.
A bleeding ulcer. Yeah, that will do it.
I
Yeah.
mean, stress induced.
Yeah.
後釜が来ないとやめられなかったんですよ。
後釜。
もちろん君が
Sucker says it. Yeah. That's a good translation of whatever it is in Japanese.
クロミちゃん、細に穴を開けると大変なことになりますからね。はい飯。
That's why it's called animated runner.
死なないでね、次の人が来るまで。
Well, just now you're obligated not to die till the next person shows up.
Yeah, Studio Petite, as in small, literally small studio.
Yeah, no, they showed that sign when she first got
Yeah.
there. Now I wonder if those were bullet holes or a Fist of the North Star reference.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Probably.
whole karate opening thing, but also their animation thing is a guy with a gun on his hand. So I don't know.
よろしくお願いします。
ああ、よろしく。私は四本松浜子、タイムジャーニーズの2話の作家。何？
私何をすればいいんでしょう。
あ？
2時25分。これが作業別進行予定表で、これが作業別チェック表よね。つうことは、上がっているカット数は
It's 0.
5カット
Oh, just 5.
Well, we know that they're behind.
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah, way behind.
Yeah.
And the president's already being kind of weird about it, so.
Mm-hmm.
あ、俺穂積8作タイジャニ2話の演出。
タイジャニ？あ、大黒美希子です。よろしく。
The thing is that this throws the whole Japanese work culture out the window. Nobody acts like if they're in a typical office.
I was going to say, it's going against the whole showing up like 2 hours early to make
Yeah.
sure that you're not late.
Mhm.
From the moment he said, oh, they'll just start wandering in around 11.
Because they have to actually sleep at some point. If they're not sleeping there in their desk.
Well, that's what I was saying before. I expected them to be waking up underneath their desks.
Mhm.
Like a whole death march work culture sort of thing.
Yeah.
はーい。生命保険なら間に合ってるよ。
I don't need
Yeah,
fire
why?
signature and trash labeled.
Well, maybe that sign is an arrow pointing down that says trash.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just saying it's trash, it's every sign. Yeah, it's every sign.
そう、10カット。
ありがとうございます。
いやいや、君もご苦労様。はい、じゃあね。
That's 10 out of 312, so 302 more to go.
ちゃんと上がってる
I guess he's an independent contractor.
Sorry, no, there was 312, they have 5, so 307 more to go, so now it's 297 more to go.
Yeah. Oh, he's sleeping, I guess? Yeah. Well, he can barely sleep. He can barely breathe, I guess.
I think it's supposed to be a stereotype.
はいはじめましてよろしくお願いします
I guess all these people are supposed to be stereotypes. He's just a very recognizable one.
お疲れ様です
Of course, he.
しかも BG アニー
Yeah.
So 296 to go if we're considering this one at all.
ハリオさん最初じゃないっすよもうアップまで全然時間ないっすよ
I can only assume that they're going to get to like the last couple of days and it's going to be like one of those 24, 48 hour no sleep, work to death
Yeah.
sort of situations.
今日はまだはいだから今日はまだ
Okay. What is he? Oh, he's sick. Okay.
Or that also, he's just saying he has nothing, no cuts.
Yeah.
ごめんなさい
I mean, this is all incredibly hard for the review process, though. Like, if they all last minute turn in their cuts, there's going to be no chance, no time to review
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. No plan to do final edits or anything.
待ってアニメさん
And I know people working from home is a good thing, but in this case,
チェック
you would want them in the office to wrangle them and go like, get your shit together, folks. Wow, it this, man.
すみませんよろしくお願いします
はい、オッケ
What?
ナイスね
ー。俺は
I don't know, I think he put everything in an order.
Yeah, basically.
ほとんど田中君のじゃない
Also, you have different illustrators, so
そればっかしじゃ見る気もしないまた何
私はどうしたらいいんでしょうか
帰れば
Well, I mean, to what you were saying about the work at home thing, that
Yeah.
this is also like 2001 work at home,
yeah.
which means
Mhm.
she would constantly need to be on top of everybody.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the internet should exist, but I guess you wouldn't
It's
trust.
still early days. where,
yeah. You wouldn't trust the image quality to be.
Oh
Wow,
no, I'm
that's the
talking
other-
about like communications. Otherwise, she'd be calling
Yeah.
everybody all the time,
Yeah.
and we've seen her going places instead of calling them.
Also, that's a big house for someone who. Louis Mondo III. Ah, yeah. I wonder who that's supposed to
God,
be.
I love that theme song. Louis Mondon the Third.
Oh, she starts. I thought she was gonna sing it.
I had a real hard time trying to find the part 1 opening to put into my playlist of openings.
Mhm.
Had to use part 2 cut with part 1.
Also, she lives in a very big house for someone who is.
何事
Well, remember, I think she just graduated from Tokyo. I forgot what the full school name was.
School animation.
やる気か
I don't know what that
Like-
word means.
No, I don't.
原画回収に来ました。
それなら今書いてるよ。じゃあね。
書いてください。
紙人間。
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
書いてるでしょ。
2カットですか。
昨日より頑張ったでしょ。
こんなんじゃ全然ダメなんですけど、こんなんじゃ。
君って結構やりにくいキャラだな。
See, my problem is I want to say get the job done or you're fired, but the last guy who like just got carried off in an ambulance already said, "Oh, a bunch of people quit." So
Yeah.
困るんですけど、書いてもらわないと。
人生ってこんなもんかしらね。
今日は何カットを書きましたか？
そこにあるでしょ。
look, not to be a real boss here, but yes, this is all there is to your life. Now get to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, yes. If you want to quit, do it after I'm done. We're done.
We have over 200 cuts that need to get made.
Don't give me your 2-week notice. I don't care. You quit the moment you're done, and we'll talk to someone else.
なんかあの人ってさ、なんていうの？あんまり上手くないわよね。そのくせ線ばっかり多いのよね。
今日は何カット？
あ、すいません。だからまだ。
I'm sorry, you did what yesterday?
Yeah.
そうなんですか？
聞いてないんすか？アップで。
おっぱまさんは何もおっしゃってませんでしたけど。
アッパだー！このままだと大変なことになるんす。
すみません。
So was the other guy like dying in the office the whole time and just didn't tell anybody anything?
Yeah. Yeah.
もう田中さんだけです。
I also indicated at some point I lost count of what the counts were that we needed.
Yeah.
なあ、大蛇の2話って大丈夫かよ。
And that's just one episode.
おい、大変なことになってんじゃねえか。
I think this is supposed to be an OVA or a
だっ
movie.
てよ、この調子じゃどう考えても
Because they've got posters for Time's Journey 1, which indicates that it's a released product. I don't think you'd have posters for it if you're working on an episodic thing.
次の6話の方を段取ってるみたいよ。
I don't know, apparently I'm wrong. I don't understand why they have posters for it.
俺知らねえよ。
私だって。
よ、帰ってきた。
ただいまっす。田中さん15カット。
また田中くん？
はい、田中さんだけなんです。きちんとあげてくれるの。
ちょっと見せて。
Now it turns out that he just did very lousy job. He's just
Yeah.
Very basic. Yeah. These are useless.
やつの時計は速さだけなの。これ全部。
Okay, so it looks like what he's turning in is like storyboarding.
Very
Yeah, the very basic sketch of what should be on the panels.
何も言ってなかったですけど。
あいつのチェックは素通りだからな。試しにこれ原画に混ぜといてみな。で、彼何カット持ってんの？田中くん。
はい、90カット。
90カット。
Oh.
はい、一番多いんです。
しょうがない。片っ端から書き直すか。他の人は？
それが全然。
So what, like a fourth of all the cuts?
Mhm.
お前大丈夫かよ。はあ、じゃなくてよ。
For a second there, I was completely thrown because I thought, I was like, oh, wait a second, we're making Time's Journey 2. Why am I looking at an animation of Louis Monday the 3rd?
Because I think that's her inspiration for why she became what, you know.
Right,
Without
right, but
knowing
we keep only seeing shots of Time's Journey in between these things.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
fact we saw that, I was like, wait a second, what's Louis Monday the 3rd doing in Time's Journey 2?
Yeah.
困るのも大変になるのも制作の問題で、
Fuck that. They need a kick in the pants.
それから上がったカットを目の前で数えるなんて真似はもってのほか。いかにも嫌味だろ。気持ちよくやってもらわないといい作品もいい関係もできないってことよ。あ、どうした？
That's exactly what she's been doing. Yeah.
I mean, conversely, he could be wrong.
Yeah. He used to be in there.
Well, no, I mean, he's working at the place, but the place
He said
isn't
he used to be in
working.
production. Yeah, he used to be in production, so. Oh, this goes in a very fast clip.
Well,
I
it's
guess
an
that's kind of
OVA. It's supposed to be self-contained.
Yeah.
では次のニュースです。本日放送予定だったタイムジャーニーズの第2話は大黒美紀子のせいで放送できません。皆さんごめんなさい。
Oh, Daydream? I guess it's not a daydream if you're actually asleep. It's just a dream.
Yeah. Thank you for telling us. Right.
Now time to get that ulcer that's going to make you hand off to the next person, I guess, at the end of the OVA.
Mhm.
Maybe he's kind of like a mix of Spike Spiegel and Lupin.
Mostly Lupin, yeah.
Well, it's the hair.
Yeah, Lupin.
No, it is Lupin. Lupin. Lupin the Third. You know.
何
You can't.
あ、さ、やめるか。じゃあやめな。やめたきゃやめた方がいい。
Well, also, you wouldn't tell her you're quitting. You're in charge of her.
Yeah.
You would tell the president, who hasn't shown up in a long time.
はい。
Mhm.
気にすんなよ。私もあんたと同じだったよ。
え？
動画で入って1ヶ月でやめたよ。寝ないで必死で書いてやっと一月で250枚。たったの4万円だぜ。
Wow.
I don't know what the going rate is.
I mean,
Also, not an artist, so I don't know how long it takes to actually draw cuts.
but she said it went 3 weeks straight, so she was not pressing.
Well, 4. She said in a month.
Oh, yeah.
いろいろあってな。
Well, I guess she could have done it in February. You could still actually be right.
いろいろあんだよ。人間ってのは。クロミ。
はい。
君はなんでこの仕事をしたいと思ったの？
I guess also technically we don't know how long they've been working on this project. Like if they've been on it a couple of months and they've just been lazy for months, still on them.
君オタク？
いえ、アニメで好きなのはルイモンド3世だけなんです。すっごくかっこよかったから。で、あんなアニメ私も作れたらいいなって。気がついたらアニメの学校に入ってました。それが間違いのもとでした。
ルイモンド3世か。私のデビュー作だよ。
そうなんですか？
How could you be obsessed about it and not know the person
Not know
behind it?
it,
Yeah.
原作者さん。
Especially if you went to a school about learning anime, you'd think it would be like a thing you'd have
Oh,
to
she
have done.
worked on it. She worked on it. She wasn't the creator.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think if you went to school and it was like your whole inspiration, that you would know. 1995.
Yeah.
296. Hell, if it is actually inspired by Lupin the Third, or if it's supposed to be this in-universe Lupin the Third, that's also not even like the original. That's what? God, season 3, season 4. I just mean that she is someone who worked on Lupin the Third a ways into it. But
Yeah.
still, that'd be a mega franchise to get into.
1992, yeah. So 3 years, Ron? Yeah.
何？
もう少し預かっておいてください。
そうか。おい。
え？
アンチョコ。
Abduct Harry,
Steal
steal toys.
さんの場合、
Yeah.
一応聞いてやる。彼女新婚さんでね、結婚の現実に気づいちゃったね。
Oh.
Was she a recent hire? Like, how long can you be a newlywed?
ゆっくりやってください。
I guess for a couple of months, I guess.
な
何今日は変じゃない、傾いてるわよ。
いや人生こんなもんかなって思って、深見さんが羨ましいですよ。頼れるご主人が。
So Dependable will not be showing up in this OVA.
とんでもないわ。
そうなんですか？
あなたね、男に頼ろうなんて考えてたら生きていけないわよ。
She actually reminds me of the character from Gate,
生活が変わるのは女だけ。結婚前は
the main character's wife,
って抜かしてたくせして、
except that she does manga, this one does anime.
もう横にもしない独身の時のまだ。未だに洗濯機の使い方も知らないわよ。何度言っても靴下は丸めて脱ぐわ、物は出しっぱなしとか子供じゃあるまいし、あげくの果てに僕を捨てないとなんて言われてごらんなさい。はい上がれ。一緒にいるとこの世に男ほど想像力の乏しい生き物はいないんじゃないかと思うわ。はい上がれ。
Okay, I see how that works for her, but how does stealing the other guy's toys make him draw faster? Unless you like hold
He
him
doesn't get
hostage in front of him.
Yeah.
うまいですね。絵がうまいなんて羨ましいです。すごいと思います。
原画マンよ。当たり前でしょう。
See, I'd assumed that when they said that she went to school for this, I thought she went to school for drawing or art or whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess she actually went to like production school.
一番いいですよ今回。
本当に？
今回洞口さんがいてくれてよかったな、助かったなって四本松さんも言ってました。
人を絶対に褒めない四本松さんが。
言ってました。
He's totally lying. But she told him to lie. So.
Yeah. Basically, like, gotta massage these people and get the
Wow, a
work
fax
done.
machine. Which they still use in Japan.
宇宙鉄仮面はね、
こいつのこと
見張ってないとすぐに遊ぶからね。
Oh, so that's why it's a toys. He gets distracted. OCD, basically.
すぐ遊ぶからです。
Or ADHD.
Yeah, or both.
置いておきましょう。仕事に必要。
Which I can understand. Oh, breaking her back.
だって僕って環境変わると書けないキャラだし、四本松さん怖いし。
怖くありません。ここでは見張れないので会社にどうぞ。
Well, this is the kidnapping him part.
Yeah.
なんだよバミラスって。
What the heck is a vampiress?
このスケジュールシャレになってないじゃん。
おかげさまでね。
But I mean, it looks like they're mostly there if the red parts indicate what's still missing.
夜、朝、アニメ界の朝、10時。
Animator's morning, 10 o'clock, yeah.
って誰もいないよね。あれ
He's sleeping.
こんなに帰っちゃったよ。
And probably also has sleep apnea as well. And snoring.
I don't know. They've given us people with like the raccoon eye thing, and he doesn't have it. So
Yeah.
このもうほとんど放送無理って感じのスケジュール見たらね、やるしかないよね。
それは人間。
踊ってる場合じゃないよね。
弱虫、そんな畠山くんなんて大嫌い。覚えてよこれ。いや、そんなこと。
I guess there wasn't like a note about him on the thing, was there?
Yeah. No, I think.
で、このコンテはタイムジャーニーズ6話だってことを付け加えておこう。これちょっとした伏線。
And this is for one episode. So they have to do this every week now. Because they don't have padded time, I guess.
はい、アニメーターお一人様ご案内。
深見さんいらっしゃい。
ちょっと何このスケジュール。もしかしてあんた本当のスケジュール言ってたの？だって普通制作ってサバ読んでスケジュール言うじゃない。
It tells you a buffer. They don't have a buffer.
そんな駆け引きできないんだよ。
Yeah, I mean, she didn't come in. She only came in on this.
So they didn't have a buffer. They're blaming her for not having a buffer, but it's because she wasn't given one to work with him.
I mean, the other guy was dying. Gotta give it to the other guy who literally got carried out in an ambulance.
でもって全員真っ黒系。
Original art, man.
はい。箱の設定出ます？出します。
なんかいますけど。誰？おはようございます、塩松さん。原画褒めていただきまして。
洞口さんいらっしゃい。
来ちゃっ
You gotta intercept because you can't get caught in the lie that she didn't say
Yeah.
anything.
私のことかい？
じゃあこちらに机ありますんで、どうぞどうぞどうぞどうぞ。
あれ、深見さんも。
来た来た。
そう、今日は自分で持ってきてみたよ。ってあれ、俺歴々。
田中
なんだい、ひどいな。僕だけ仲間外れかい？
そういうわけじゃねえよ。
冗談ですよ。ああ、しかしここでやるのも悪くないな。
ああ、そりゃいいね。あんたには原画を一からみっちり叩き込んでやるよ。
いや、そうなんですか。
I mean, there's only 2 work slots left, and one of them is next to her.
Yeah.
I was also going to point out the fact smoking indoors in a workplace. 2001.
It's in 2000, yeah. Oh, he's literally punching himself to wake to, get it. Yeah, so those are the shots, I take it, or the themes?
Oh, the cuts.
The cuts, yeah.
Remember, there was 312 of them total at the start. Which I guess means those red scribbles on the board were actually only the ones that they had gotten, not the ones that they needed.
Yeah.
あと何日だ？
一日です。
きついな。
やればできます。
どうした？ああ、もうだいぶ風呂入ってないからな。
Only a day left. We
Hey.
can't send them out.
Yeah.
Man, President's back.
ほら、こういうところが雑だっての。なんでそんなに頭でっかちなの？変だろバランス。
なんだよ、僕作戦を隠れきらなかったからさ。
Egg bar.
Well, I'm gonna say
I
it's
hope
on
it
his
doesn't
face.
mean what I... Yeah.
こんなに活気のあるスタジオ久しぶりに見ました。
お願いします。
おう。
はい、これは。
あ
はい、それで追加。
あのさ、みんな張り切ってるのはいいけど、俺だってさすがにこんなに一度には見られねえぜ。
You did it like in 1 second the first time we saw you do it.
Well, that's because he only had to do that every other day or so. Having to do it back to back.
Man, it's the last day. Gotta get it done.
I don't know. I probably fall into two things. Either I get it done, or I have a complete breakdown and I'm completely useless. I don't have it in between. Yeah, yeah. He seems to have a.
Well, I mean, so long as you do the breakdown after you get it done, it's fine.
Yeah.
Put your belt back on.
演出作家チェックして。
ちょろちょろだ。
朝の8時までに海外動画便の当番、スタジオアコヒーダーに持っていけばいいんですね。
うん。アコヒーダーまでなら10分あ
Well, they're still missing 3?
いや、よく間に合ってる。
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't add up.
何よこの3カットは。
2353637。
どうしたハッサキ？
バイクのシーンだ。
バイク？
Too important to miss.
忘れてたよ。バイクのシーンだからってわざわざ葉山さんに原画頼んだんだ。
忘れるか。
だって作打ちしたの去年だぜ。
ダメだ。あの人は。
So it's been a year.
行きます。
Yeah.
どこですか？
湘南。
Yeah, that's very much 2000s animation. That's a nice house, I get. Oh, it's.
違うよ。葉山くんならほら、あそこだ。
Well, I was gonna say.
Oh, he's living in a. That's not a house. It's more like
That could be a house.
But it looks very much like, wow, like a torpedo. He held a board hostage. It looks more like a guardhouse for.
Nah, for me it looks like a stilted beach house. I mean, we have plenty of those down here.
Yeah, but the continuous glass thing, like you're in a guardhouse and you want to be able to have full vision of the beach, right?
No, I think it's just a matter of view. Because that's also where the front of his computer was stationed, so he could see out over the ocean, and see he's obsessed with the waves. We're too late.
他のカットは羽生くんが運んだよ。
あの飛行機に乗ってます。
Because they're overseas. Yep.
Probably South Korea.
Well, let's get the fax number and we'll fax them these images.
This is the thing, though. It's interesting because in the 80s, a lot of American studios would offshore to Japan because they wanted, it's cheaper for them and also wanted to, the style.
I mean, we've already discussed this when it comes to like episode 15 of Original Mobile Suit Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
私が書くよ。
動画書けるんですか？
当たり前だろ。元動画マンだぜ。
こいつはすげえぜ。葉山さんの原画に地本松浜子の動画歴史に残るよ。
I guess those are the transitions, the in-betweens, right?
Yeah.
So they have all the keys, and they're,
And another studio was supposed to be doing the in-betweens, but now this person's doing the in-betweens.
Oh, that music is 1980s, like Mazinger Z type music, yeah. Oh, they have to also do the voice work as well, I guess. Is that done first or after? I think it's done separately, certainly.
Well, I mean, that's the anime mouth flap. You gotta make it available to be dubbed in all sorts of languages.
Yeah.
Luimond 3世のバイクシーンは全部葉山さんが描いてたんだ。その動画をどうしてもやってくれって。
So in a way, you're kind of working with the team you've always wanted to work with.
私のところへ頭を下げに来た。もうやめてた私のところにね。それでもう一度やってみようと思った。この仕事。
Except as it turns out, that other guy's love is the sea, as we just discovered. So.
Yeah. That's the ending song, yeah.
Got your name on one. Alongside two people that helped Luis Mon. I can't forget his name.
Monde. Who's Monde? And this is probably a year before even release, right? So all this, they have to do all this, have it in time.
Well, I mean, it depends. Are they making this for syndication? If so, they need to make 62 more of these. So... But they've been given a year to make each one. Because remember, this was set up for a year ago, so it doesn't read to me as though it's an actual TV show. Maybe they're making OVAs themselves. So why are you giving me episode 6? We still have to make episode 3. I mean, unless they're being ordered 3 at a time.
Probably. It depends on the needs of the studio. And,
Sorry, 4 at a time. Because they only just made episode 2.
Yeah. Or the whoever's financing it. We don't know who's financing it. They talk about the studio. It could be the TV show. The TV studio is financing it as well.
Again, the fact that they were giving a year to do it makes me think that this is a series of OVAs and not episodes of a show. You don't get a year to work on the episodes.
No.
But then here's episode 6 scheduled, and we just did episode 2. Have like other studios been working on episodes 3, 4, and 5?
Well, one of the things, if it is an OVA, it doesn't necessarily is being done. Okay, thing about filmmaking is you don't necessarily make it, sequentially. It depends on resource and all that. It's like, for example, your opening sequence might be the most challenging one, right? It turns out, for example, in Empire Strikes Back, they started in Norway because the most expensive and more complex shot would be the whole snow scenes, right? Had the most extras, the most special effects, etc. You want to get that out. But in other movies, it could be like the last scene could literally be on the movie could be the first scene. Depends on resources and how you storyboard everything, etc. So could be the same thing here, right?
I don't know. I don't know because we only see this element of it. So
yeah.
What we're talking about is overarching, like what is Time's journey. We don't know that.
Yeah, and also if this is something that's being ordered by a studio or a toy maker, they also have to account for advertising advertising campaigns. So they will want certain shots, right, that would sell you idea.
Well, I mean, you can do that early on in production. I would say a merchandising would be more valuable especially if this is either a TV show or an OVA, because you need to align its release with the release of your product to ensure that the sales are going to be right. Because if the sales don't do right, you're not going to get episode 6.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want to do it completely separate from the animation, because then people go like, "Oh, but you sold me on this, and it doesn't look anything like the show that I was seeing," right? Because you could make a reel, for it.
It depends, because again, this can be a 2001 anime as this is, but set earlier back, and further back you go, the less alike the toys are to the material. This is really weird cheap plastic, and this looks really real. Well, it's because that's what we make, I've got weird thoughts.
I liked it.
I've got weird thoughts.
I liked it.
I mean, I liked it, but I think the disappointment for me is that it's an OVA. I could watch a show based on this, and knowing that this gets made in 2001, and then the next one comes out 3 years later, and then that's it. Like, you really have to stick the landing on the next one. Like, as a finale, like as a finisher. I need to know that her life is great now, and
a manga corp,
well, the English release, because it's
MD
all
guys,
the credits together. Because, like I said, this is all this wants. I think all this does is leave me wanting more. Because, okay, cool, that's that one particular story about how she brought everything together, and it finally accomplished her dream that got her on the road to anime making to begin with. But what now? What's next? And
well, I mean,
for 3 years, anybody who saw this is saying nothing happens next.
I mean, it literally is art imitating life, because I've been finishing a lot of anime. I finished one recently where it has a fake out where one character leaves for, it's like, oh, we have to break up these two characters in the last episode, and one character leaves for overseas, and it's like, oh, this is over, blah blah, and and they do a thing that it's like, oh, that's funny, but then that means like, okay, where's season 2? And this was released in 2019.
I'm gonna
guess,
Love's War?
No.
Is it the one where they have to pretend to be married so they don't get shipped off to Alaska?
That was a one season.
But I mean, was that the one you were talking about?
No,
that was my 2 guesses.
One setup in Hokkaido. Hokkaido girls like cute or something like that.
I don't even remember that one. Sorry, I do remember that happens though in Kaguya-sama. They go overseas and it's like, oh, here's your papers. All you do. I gotta talk to my dad. My dad's never gonna let me do that. And that was the whole thing. What, season 3?
Yeah, but that's that. Yeah.
And then it happens in the movie.
Leave. Yeah, he actually doesn't leave.
No, I do. So we see the plane takeoff or the plane landing in the movie.
Yeah.
The end of the movie. Anyway, I thought I could guess it. That's all. I don't know. When you make characters that I become attached to, the difficulty is then letting them go, or watching really old anime and then getting to the end and knowing
like-
that nothing is ever going to come because nothing has come in the last 20-something
Yeah.
years.
Mm-hmm. How about with Kenichi, the mightiest disciples? Like, I know the manga finishes that whole story. But,
Well, I mean, you can take the last panel, because the last panel of the anime shows, pictures of his desk, and it's like, here's a not really old Kenichi, here's older Kenichi with her, and it very much seems to imply they got married. And it's like, what you miss out there then is the story between final panel and the end of the show. Like, what was everything that happened between there? That's what I really want. But at least you see something. Or me, it's like I mentioned this a lot to Griff, Witch from Mercury, where the story ends and the last episode does like a year time skip to then at the very end of the time skip where you find out what happened to everybody. This ends the Witch from Mercury. It's like, no, I wanted more. But also, we did a whole time skip too to get us there. So
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not like super attached to the character of Kuromi.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's enjoyable, and I appreciate watching her struggle her way through getting this animation studio petite on its legs and making stuff, and the inclusion of why did you get into anime, And then she finally got there, and I'm looking at the screen, and it's like, is my screen have a weird coloration problem in the center of it? I look over here where I'm recording, it's like, no, I guess she's like in the center line of what's being projected on the screen, so that when she's watching it and she sees her name, she's not explicitly blushing or anything. It's just a weird focus of color right here that then expands out across her face. So I really liked it. I just wish there was more, and there's only gonna be 40-something minutes more.
Yeah, as an OVA, it's very economical with its time, its joking, its timing. It's superb. It's like they go boom, boom, boom. You don't get the joke, don't matter, because there's 3 other jokes coming in, and they're just as good or better than what you're expecting. You get to attach to her. It's like, oh, you get what you mean. It's like 3 nights. We only see her like go to bed twice, I think. And that's it. We know that more days pass, but you're like, okay, when she's alone in this big house, and which seems to my parents had money because that's a big house, unless it's multiple apartments in the same house.
I think it was an apartment because we only see the one room.
Yeah. So either way, she's there, and it's like, yeah, this is my life, and any other situation, the fact that she just has this one talk and it's like, oh, I'm back into business, right? It'll be like, wow, that's all it took. But here's like, because of the way everything happens so quickly and it's so economical, it's like, yeah, that's all it took. Let's go. Let's see what happens, right?
I mean, because the setup is a lot of it's the same problem. The setup is I've got the same problem multiplied 5 times. It's 5. Technically, the other girl isn't a problem. So it's like 5 times. And then I've got 5 different solutions for each of the same problem. I guess it's technically 6. Well, one guy never comes to the office, so he actually goes to him. So it's 6 times.
Yeah.
It's the same problem 6 times with 6 different solutions. Because everybody's different.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any final thoughts?
I liked it.
All right. Well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?